Dear students, so today we will discuss about the data dashboards. What are the data dashboards? What are the different kinds of the data dashboards? And what are the best practices we should have it? And we will also see that what are the mistakes we should avoid while creating the dashboard in this chapter. So the objective of this chapter is that we will explain what is a data dashboard, right? And then the second objective is to describe and explain the principle for effective dashboards. Thirdly, we will talk about understand common areas of application of data dashboard, that where these dashboards are used, and we will also explain the various data dashboard taxonomies, means like what are the most important ingredients used in the dashboards, or the terminologies related to the dashboard. And then we will describe and explain the principle of data dashboard design and development. And we will also see that how can we have the dashboard in Excel tools, and in also in Power BI. And the last thing is the list common mistake made in the data dashboard design and development. So this is one of the sample dashboard, just to show you that how the dashboard looks like, and you can select some of the feature on the left hand side here, and it will be like represented on the right hand side. This is another second example for this one, TIB performance management dashboard, and you can select and choose the elements which you need to be shown on the dashboard. So literally, what is the meaning of the data dashboard? So it is basically a data visualization tool that gives multiple outputs and many updates in the real life, right? So instead of one output, it will give you multiple outputs in a one single page. So usually we in the dashboard are used to represent the key performance indicators. So what are the KPIs? KPIs means it includes the data dashboards, financial position of the organization, inventory on the hand, pending orders for the parts, progress on the project, status of the account, pending orders from the customer, or customer service matrices. So principle, what are the main principle for effective dashboard? So a dashboard should present all KPIs related to some aspects of the organization, so in a single screen. So this is the most important thing, that it must be on a single screen. Create multiple dashboards of related KPIs rather than having the user scroll vertically or horizontally for information. So it's not a good idea to make a horizontally large or vertically large dashboard. Third most important thing is that KPI displayed in the data dashboard should quickly and clearly convey the meaning and message to the user. So the memory load should be low for the audience, and the related decision should also be available. And moreover, all components of the data dashboard should be adhered to the principle of effective data visualization, which we already discussed, as pre-attributes, colors, schemes, and less memory load. And using color judiciously means like fairly. You should not use that much colors which is not appealing, or which create distraction. So to keep the attention of the user, you should be using the different thematic colors. So we have different kind of investment dashboard, like one example is investment dashboard, if you are for the banks or for the stock exchange. Another we have like for manufacturing. In manufacturing dashboard, you should can represent quantity, quality, units, frequency of the machines, and or the failing parts which are to be replaced. Marketing dashboard, so usually in the marketing dashboard we put some like information about the customers, quantity, success rate, sales, like advertising, exposure to the responses, and customer satisfaction metrics as well. Yeah, human resource dashboard is mostly about the HR analytics. So we can have about the churn rate of the employee, iteration of the employee, and we can represent that satisfaction and performance, even absenteeisms, and participation in training, reason for leaving. I mean the iteration, with the maybe it could be with the retirement, or it could be like resignation. So whatever the reason, so these all metrics are fed into this dashboard. And then we have like technical support dashboard, just as a helpline, downtime for something, outstanding issues, tickets, response times, schedule maintenance, and software. Personal fitness and health dashboard. Yes, nowadays people are more conscious about the health, and they want a dashboard which can represent about apps. There are special apps which can represent their body temperature, weight, glucose level, temperature, diet characteristics, blood sugar level, etc. Donor dashboard, those for example who want to do some like monitor our donations or contribution of the activities, they can also be conveyed, or cash flow, how from which donors the cash is coming and where we are like distributing it, and the contributors. So all this information can also be done. Then we have a dashboard taxonomy, like data updates. So some dashboard are static, so the data you need to change it manually, and some are dynamic, automatically connected with the mainstream of the data. The another is like some dashboard are non-interactive, they are static, it just give you one information, and some are interactive and you can drill down, means you can like narrow up the information, more specific information. You can have hierarchical filtering with respect to the hierarchy, from more general to the more specific. You can come for the time interval widgets, and you can go for customization tool as well, like to select or to combine some variables. And another thing is organizational functional. Yeah, you can make like depending on its purpose and ultimate user, data dashboards may belong to one or many groups, like operational section, strategic section, technical section, or we call it as a tactical section, and analytical dashboards. Data dashboard purpose, like as we know that data dashboard purpose is to support organization operation and decision making, and then strategic planning. So the objective including like tracking KPIs, monitoring the processing, assessing attainment of the goals and objective, development, enhancement, insight, sharing information, measuring performance, and forecasting and data exploring. So these are the different like objectives of dashboards. User need, we must look at the user needs, and what is the need for the user. If you build a like a dashboard, and it doesn't serve the purpose, it doesn't like fulfill the needs of the audience, so that dashboard is meaningless and it will be thrown out. So the knowledge will help dashboard developers to determine what information the dashboard should include and what it should not include, and the most effective manner. The need for the dashboard like end users, and addressing these needs support the organization objectives. And then we have like data dashboard display. So what are the common things, like selection of appropriate types of chart. Sometimes some people or some designer, they choose the wrong chart. Pre-attentive attribute must be considered, like Gestalt Principle and color. Practical layout should be there. Strategies for avoiding overcrowding and unnecessary complexity, it should be avoided. The device used to access the dashboard, ambient lighting, size, and resolution, these are important things. Context, like context means showing how KPIs varies over time, comparing the values of KPI to organization goal, comparing the values of KPI, like some are internally, some are externally across the customer, and some are like externally across competitors and organization in the same industry. A dashboard data dashboard engineering, like team must understand the dashboard design team must understand to organize the charts and tables on a screen, so that it facilitates the user, and analysis become easy, and limit eye travel, so eye travel must be limited. Data dashboard organizations, like store the dashboard data source in a separate worksheet, like it should be. The dashboard should not draw information directly from the source data, so the source data must be hidden, and there is a way to hide it in the Excel sheet. You just need to right click on the data and hide the data, and then extract the data needed to create a charts to table from source data worksheet to in a separate worksheet. So these are like different views. And the last point is about dashboard users should not be allowed to make permanent changes in the dashboard, because it should be based on the factual data. Testing is very much important, because sometimes what we think it is not exactly. So to remove the errors, to remove the miscommunication, we need to rigorously test it with the alpha testing and beta testing. And so failures to do like result in the creation of faulty final product, leading to the poor decision and missed opportunities, time consuming and costly revision, damaging the credibility of the data dashboard design. This is one of the example of popular example of AGB data dashboard, and we can see that what were there were some goals for that one, and certain objectives for it based on what we studied. So in the AGB, they are like mostly about like juices and smoothies and the more like juices. And variable requirements were very different, like total dashboard KPI was total dollar and average sale times, and variable of interest like month order, year order, date order, category, flavor, distribution center. So these were like different variables which were there. And there were like 5 different requirements, like the stay column chart of the total sale across the distribution and year of order by new and existing customer. And these were requirements that line chart they need cluster column chart, and they need total dollar across the category as well. So these are the requirements by the user. And so you can see this is one of the interactive dashboard of the EGP board, and this is another one with a different line chart. Okay, and this is with the another chart, and you can see on the horizontal chart. Okay, and for this one you need a pivot table, as we already know that how to create a pivot table. There is an option in Excel, and after that one you need a slicer. Okay, as you can see over here, you need a slicer for that one. And when you plug all the data into the slicer, so it becomes more interactive. So basically it's more than science, it's an art. So it's personal art that how you develop a dashboard. So the final review for the dashboard is information must be correct, the display is appealing and informative, it must be user friendly, function in the manner expected of the user, produce the output expected needed by the user. These are the different common mistake which we should avoid, right? And like neglecting information that is material to the objective of the organization, focusing on information that is not material, and neglecting the actual user, not considering the environment, failing to the position, inappropriate types of graph, neglecting the principles of the charts, creating data dashboard, beginning an unattractive visual display, and the last is not considering the organizational and user potential future needs. So thank you very much. This is activity followed by check your knowledge, and this is the summary of this whole chapter.